Hello, welcome to Dave's Auto. Today I'll be working on the 2013 Mercedes GL550 4MATIC. I'm going to be replacing the passenger front CV axle. Yeah, the CV axle is bad on the passenger side, so I'm gonna go ahead and replace that. Um, Obviously, I have it on the lift. I already took the wheel off on the passenger side. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and break loose the axle nut over here. Um, if you look at it, you're gonna have to pry because sometimes when they not sometimes all the time the safest way to do it is to once you put the axle nut on there, you're supposed to hit it in the grooves. You can see that the axle has grooves that you hit the nut, the lips of the nut on there to lock it in place. So it's supposed to be a safety measure so the nut doesn't come off. So the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that you're able to pry those lips away from the groove, so you'll be able to um, spin the nut, or you'll be able to break loose the nut. Because if it's still locked in the grooves, it's going to be hard for you to do that. So I already did that. This one was a little bit stuck in there, so I had to work it out a little bit, but um, I'm able to get it off. So the nut is getting ready to come off. It's going to be a 36 millimeter socket. It's going to be a 12-point socket, 36 millimeter 12-point socket, to get in there and to be able to break it loose. Um, I think I already got it loose. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, that's the socket I'm talking about. It's going to be a 12-point. So basically, just make sure it fits on there nice and snug. So because you don't want to strip the nut, that's the last thing you want. So just make sure it fits nice and tight. Then you can put an impact on it, or you can break it loose any way you want to do it. Um, Once that is off, we want to go ahead and do the lower control arm. We want to take that nut off as well. It's going to be a 21 millimeter 12-point socket or a 13/16. Should be able to do it. But let's take this axle nut off first. Then we can go to yeah, we can go to the top. Okay, so yeah, that's it. Let's get that thing off. All right, so the axle nut is off. You can put it to the side. Well, I mean, it's gonna come with a new one, so I wouldn't have to reuse that. So the next thing we want to do is we want to go ahead and break that loose. Like I said, you're gonna need to put a 21 millimeter wrench on there, right here, or you can use a 13/16 millimeter wrench, right? Okay. So yeah, once you put it on there like that, right, and the whole thing is gonna spin. So you want to make sure that you put a 45 Torx bit inside here. All right. If you look inside there, you're gonna need a 45 millimeter bit. Okay, this is it right here. That's what I'm talking about. So you're gonna put that one in there, all right, to hold the ball joint in place whilst you spin, or whilst you break loose the nut. So you hold the ball joint in place, and then you break loose the nut. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so the nut is off right here, and that's the spindle. Just move the spindle to the side, and the control arm, the upper control arm, will kind of spring upwards out of your way. Okay, so now we have room to get the axle out. Yeah, now we can just bring the spindle, we can pry it out and then get the axle out. Okay, that's the axle right there. So we could just pry it out and then move the axle out. So let's go ahead and do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's what we got here. As you can tell, the axle is getting ready to come out, right? You just have to turn the steering a little bit, just move the spindle, move it to the right, just push it to the right a little bit, just to make room, like that. So yeah, so you turn it a little bit inward to the right side, compress it to the right, so you can just it will be easier for the axle to come out this way. So this axle is just getting ready to come out off the spindle. Okay, so that's it right here. All right, it came out of the spindle. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go underneath of the vehicle and pry the axle away from the transmission, right? Just gonna pry it out of it, and then we'll be able to take it out. All right, so we are underneath the vehicle. What we need to do is we need to remove the lower cover, the plastic cover. You just need to get it off so we can have access to the axle going to the differential, going to the transmission. It's gonna be 8mm bolts. There's one right there, another one right here, one right there, and then you just have to follow it just to remove the whole bottom cover. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, it's getting ready to come out. Okay, all right, so that's out. So now we should be able to have access to the axle right here. So as you can see, it's right there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have to wedge a pry bar in here to pry it out, okay, and then pull it out. Okay, and always make sure that you have like a pan or a bowl or something to collect the fluid, the transmission fluid that might be coming out. So just make sure you have something to collect it. But yeah, you just wedge it in between there. You pry it out like that. Okay, so this thing is out, popping out now. As you can see now it's out. So now what we gotta do is just have to so So now we have to just go out and then pull the whole thing out. Okay, so let's do that. Let's go pull it out from the other end. Okay, so I'm about to pull the axle out of the strut through the fork and then through the strut. So that's it. It's almost out. Okay, let's just pull it out. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's the axle out. And as you can see right here, it's good to go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the new axle in there and kind of go through the same process that I went through to remove it. And then I'll wrap everything up and it will be ready to go. All right, so this is how you remove a passenger side axle, a CB axle from 2013 Mercedes GL550 4MATIC. Don't forget to share this video, subscribe, leave a comment below, and also like it. And I will see you in the next video. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye.